Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Ruckers, and welcome to your number one rugby podcast. Okay, guys, if you guys don't know me, I am none other than Rudy Pates, and next to me, I've got my partner in crime.
You know what it is, Juan de Jong in the house, partner.
Everything good, boy?
All good, can't complain. A bit sore, you know what it is.
Is it?
A bit sore, yeah. It's been a tough weekend, but enjoyable weekend.
Okay, and before we get this stuck into the weekend, let me just quickly mention our partners and people that make Behind the Ruck possible. Okay, up there by Juan's head, not Luan, sorry. Up there by Juan's head is Lulabet, our partner in crime, the people that make sure the lights stay on at Behind the Ruck. And then obviously this episode has got a special sponsor by none other than Prime. But my partner will elaborate more on the sponsor. But we are thankful and grateful that you guys are on board for this episode and making sure that this episode is possible.
Super excited to have them on board. Incredible company, Prime Cleaning Suppliers. They've been awesome, especially supporting, Prime Pumas at the tens, which is crucial.
Your tens team you played for.
My tens team,
okay,
yeah.
Yes.
And they make it even possible to have a special guest, a guy down under, like we spoke about last weekend on the show, which is incredible.
122 Super Rugby caps for the Brumbies, 19 Australian caps for the Wallabies.
Come on, Google.
2 tournaments for the Aussie Sevens. I don't want to even talk about he played for Waikato in New Zealand. He played for Fiji under 19.
Yes.
Henry Speight. Thank you, Prime, for bringing him to us.
Yes. But what an incredible family, you know. I mean, this is my first year actually with Prime.
Yes.
And it's just awesome to see what the guys have done. There's incredible work that went in, especially guys like, Dean Greenfield. That's been incredible getting the guys together. They've got a manager, Clive Bredenkamp. That's also the coach as well, that got the guys together. Lots of characters in that team as well, and some good players as well, characters as well. We also got the Bola Conradi in
what?
Yes. Morne Adams. Copy and paste.
Bola. Vir die Falcons gespeel. Yes.
So he brought some energy. We had some guys here. We got the twins from Paul, the David's twins. I mean, incredible team. Henry Speight as well. Awesome playing with him and not against him like always.
Can imagine.
Jonathan Franke,
but I'm happy you got a smile on your face.
I got a smile on my face.
It looked like you had a fantastic weekend at the tents.
I did. My first experience, and it was awesome. Unlucky we didn't pull it through in the final. We played the SA Rugby Legends in the final.
Okay.
Yes, so it was our third final in a row, but it's just an awesome experience. And credit to SA Rugby Legends for a lekker show. Getting into the final and just putting up a show, and then it was enjoyable and partner.
Okay, and Ruckers, we will obviously put Prime's Prime Cleaning Solutions.
Cleaning
suppliers. I apologize, but we'll put their website down. Go check out their stuff.
Go check it out, Prime CS.
Okay, Prime CS.
.co.za.
There we go,
yes,
because what they're obviously doing is great. And companies that back rugby and make rugby possible and bring people together, we want to support those people.
Yeah.
And they bring Henry to us. Heroes, Ruckers, we are lucky, okay?
We're not Speight. We're
not Speight about this one.
Super excited,
Give me the lineup quickly.
The lineup is pretty simple.
Me, what's on the episode?
Not a lot of news, okay? We don't have a lot of news because there's not lots of rugby going on. But we just want to say, shout out to Rassi. We've seen the pictures on Twitter. Rassi, all the best with the recovery. We need him. We need him a couple of months when it comes to July against Ireland. Just make sure you're up and running, okay? And if you're not, I'm a coach now. Never mind. Let's not go there.
Seatbelt.
Let's not go there. But all the best to Rassi. Hopefully we can be up and running,
happy
especially when it comes to July.
We are happy that it's okay, coachy.
And then, we've been building this up for a couple of weeks now, especially last week.
Yes.
Henry Speight now,
okay.
All the way down under.
Excellent.
Bula Banaka, Fijian, all the way in. Speak to him, and it's going to be, I'm excited because he made me famous this weekend. Luke Long plays short, put in a couple of gaps.
It's because he's so big, so everybody's attention was at him and not at you. But I'm not here to.
I can move
I'm not here to chirp you, boy.
So good to see, just to get feel about the Fijian days, the Australian days, how things with him as well. Just check if he's retired, is he still playing, all those type of things. It's always good to catch up.
And it's our first down under guy from Australia on the show.
Good day, mate. Good day,
ready?
Mate. Yes.
Okay, Buggles.
Yes. And then obviously we got the results of the Six Nations and the fixtures coming up for the weekend coming.
Okay, and partner, obviously, this is our episode 30, so I want to give you a lekker enetjie van daai.
Yes,
30. Nog 30.
Nog 170.
Yes, okay. Wow.
Let's go.
So, I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm super excited as well. Yeah.
Are we going to get straight into
it? Bring him on, eh? Let's chitty chat.
Let's go, guys.
Up next,
Henry Speight.
Hey, partner, we going down under, eh?
Yes,
Hey, good day, mate.
G'day,
Henry
mate.
Speight,
G'day.
welcome to Behind the Ruck, eh?
Oh, boykies, it's lekker to be here, man.
Lekker to be here,
Yeah.
huh? You like that word, eh?
Lekker chom.
Lekker chom.
How are you doing? Are you good?
Yeah, oh, very good. Obviously, being back in South Africa. Never thought I'd come back. You know,
Yeah.
after Super Rugby and everything,
Yes.
The days
which
are
is a disappointment. But to be back in the Western Cape,
the place to be.
oh,
I love it.
can't
The best place in
complain.
South Africa,
Yeah,
the Western
yeah,
Cape.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
The
Ruckers.
Rainbow Nation.
The Rainbow Nation. Wait, Henry, obviously, welcome to our show. I know you've watched Behind the Ruck. I am extreme.
Yes.
Partner, first of all,
Meneer de
I'm
Ruckers.
happy. Our earphones fit.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Look at it there.
But
I
that's
thought-
that is the last bit of banter. Oopsie, that was, okay, that's the last bit of banter for this episode, okay?
I thought I had a problem, eh? But you got bigger
No.
problems, eh?
Yeah.
It's literally maxed out. I can't stretch it out anymore. It's maxed out.
Next time
So,
you come, we'll get bigger earphones.
perfect.
And firstly, before we start with everything, partner, I must say, Ruckers, I am extremely happy that in this environment, when I see Henry with his afro,
Yes.
I am not afraid. There's no little heartbeat
Yeah.
clicking in my heart anymore,
Sure.
knowing that he's going to come around the corner,
He's
high
in the
knees,
channel.
and I'm going to have to stop him. So
No.
this is a very comfortable environment for me.
Ooh, sir. We can relax
Yes.
a bit. Yes.
Calm.
Calmness and tranquil, as they say in
I like it.
France.
Yes.
Okay.
Henry, firstly, tell the Ruckers and South Africans, what are you doing in Cape Town? Why are you here?
Well, I was very fortunate to be invited to by the Prime Pumas for the Cape Town Tens. So very very grateful for that opportunity and to be able to come back to South Africa, to Cape Town. Like I said, I didn't think it was going to happen. You know, I always knew. David Takurindrani and I, you know, every time we'd fly to South Africa with Brumbies, we'd always say, like, you know, as Fijians growing up in the islands, a dot in the Pacific, this is the only time when we come for rugby. This is the only time that we'll be visiting South Africa, because once it's done, it's
Stuff.
we don't think, you know, you'll come back here.
Back again.
But so to be here. Last time I was here was 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
And to be here without the stress of a professional environment, and just to be
Now can you relax a bit?
Oh,
Yeah. I mean, 35
Yes.
degrees. I mean, especially looking at the fantastic Tens tournament, you were playing with some good players, eh? Good,
Yeah.
it was nice to team up with you.
Yeah.
It's always tough playing against him, but
Yes,
now we teammates.
Oh,
That
man.
was good. Tell me about the experience. Obviously, last week, Dwayne Vermeulen handed out the jerseys here. And there. That was a good experience. And how was the tournament overall?
Yeah, it was good, man. It was like, obviously it's massive. I think I didn't realize how big it was, and knowing the history of it with Robbie Fleck and Bobby Skinstad, legends.
Yes.
Yeah, and to be a part of it was amazing. At the big stadium.
Yeah.
I've only played in Newlands, so missed out on playing in the new one.
DHL
But
thing,
all in all, it was an amazing atmosphere. We were just staying in Greenpoint there, so perfect.
Yeah.
There, stadium, Giovanni's for coffee. Back to the hotel. So
The triangle, the full
it's a good
triangle.
triangle.
Ian, and obviously, firstly, I want be quickly I get into my question. And I want to ask you, favorite things when you used to tour with Super Rugby, and what was especially the Fijian boys, what was your favorite parts about touring South Africa? Was it the food, the culture, Cape Town, the hotel rooms, the room service? What was your favorite parts?
Oh man,
The Rovos. The Biltong.
Biltong. Biltong. You can't go wrong there. Just with like I said, with Devita and I, mostly, we played over 100 games of Super Rugby together, and being Fijians, growing up in the islands, we never thought, we'd be traveling the world through rugby, and then to be in South Africa. I think this trip is probably maybe 20. I was trying to count. I think it's around 25 times or something.
Yeah.
To come to
You've
South
done
Africa.
it?
Yeah.
Yes.
So and just being in South Africa is such a great thing. Touring, whether it's Table Mountain, Robben Island, I found really interesting. Joburg, even Port Elizabeth was nice. Just a bit smaller.
Yeah.
I've such a connection to South Africa that I think it's my favorite place to come to.
To go to enjoy, yeah. So you would say Cape Town, Durban, not Pretoria. You don't like Pretoria.
Wait, I'm in Cape Town waiting. Okay. Yes, are you taking me? Okay. Yes.
He likes the coastal vibes.
Coastal vibes.
He's enjoying it.
Fair enough. And Henry, currently, are you retired from professional rugby?
Oh, it's a tough question. I think I've been
semi-retired.
Semi-retired.
That's also a thing these days.
Yeah. So you could this season this year I'll be playing club rugby in Brisbane. Which is nice, just to come and wind down and have memories with my son who's 4.5 years old.
Okay. And under correction, the club rugby in Australia, is that semi-pro or not?
No, it's not semi-pro at all. Like there's no payment in there whatsoever. I must admit, like we were quite naive, just because we didn't have, like I played ITM Cup in New Zealand. You guys had Curry Cup here, and the Brisbane and Sydney comps is a lot bigger than Canberra Club Rugby. Where I spend most of my time in Australia, and just doing pre-season with. I've just done 1 week with them, with West's Bulldogs in Brisbane.
Yeah.
Pre-season, not paid. They started in Jan, and they're doing Monday, Tuesday, Thursdays, and every second Saturday morning. You as a former, professional, you have to admire the drive and
the
dedication for not being paid to do a full days of work. Some people are working in the office, some are doing landscaping, and then come in doing gym at 4:30, into field at 6, 3 days a week.
So no personal life, it's a straight full house.
So it's I have so much appreciation for that now, having being so naive, just being a professional and
if
thinking.
you're in that bubble.
Yeah.
It's a dream.
Yeah.
Boykie?
100%, yeah.
And I want to, partner before we move on to the Ruckers, you hear how Henry Speight is talking about South Africa. Let's appreciate our country, okay?
I like to complain about this
We
and that
complain
and
too
lights
much.
and Eskom and this and hey.
Henry obviously hasn't enjoyed load shedding, but we're not
We're
going to talk
not
about
gonna
that.
go in there, man. Don't go too deep.
And
I must admit, I experienced it last night. I just because I couldn't sleep, so obviously having
jet lag,
27 hours straight to having a
captain's run and
well,
the games
this
and
is-
stuff and all this.
having done that. My first night, I experienced that, and it was watching, and then it just everything just went dark. I was like, what the?
That's the sound. The sound is...
Yeah.
And then after half an hour or something, then everything just comes back on. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Right.
South Africa, they like to keep us on our toes. Eh?
Perfect.
We should never go in a comfort zone.
Exactly.
Okay, that's very important to us.
It's a good learning to take back. Just be on your toes and don't be too comfortable.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. And Henry, for you as well, obviously, you were born in Fiji.
Yeah.
Suva.
Suva.
Suva baby. Huh?
Suva
You remember those caps of texting about it? And fucking all these things. Born in Fiji, then you went to Australia, was it?
No, I was lucky enough to go to New Zealand.
Okay.
I went on a partial scholarship to Hamilton Boys, and then 1 year, and then played and got signed to Waikato Rugby Union, ITM Cup.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So, got signed by Warren Gatlin, actually.
Nice.
So he sort of gave me my first ever contract.
Experience and opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what age were you at when you left Fiji? How old were
I was
you?
like 18, 19,
okay.
yeah.
And a couple of years in New Zealand, and then
Yeah.
went to Australia.
Yeah.
Differences for you? Which one? Obviously, New Zealand is a rugby mad country, and Australia is very
Yeah.
relaxed. They've got Brisbane and Coogee Beach and Sydney. It's fantastic. But differences for you in terms of culture, differences in what you experienced?
I think there's a little bit of differences. In rugby sense, obviously, there's when you like at that time, when we were all starting off, the three of us, when you got to a Super Rugby team in New Zealand, you knew you had cracked it. You've worked your way to there, like because there's a Super Rugby team has a franchise. It's a franchise and it's got a region. So I was in Hamilton, which was Chiefs region.
Mm-hmm.
So you're competing with, it was Waikato, Bay of Plenty, Counties Manukau, and I think now it's Taranaki.
Yes.
So if first you were playing club rugby in Hamilton to try and make the Waikato team, and then you're playing Waikato, you're trying to start there because then the only way to get notice for Chiefs is to play well for ITM Cup, like Curry Cup.
Yes.
And then you're competing against 4 other teams. So when you went into that 30-member squad, you knew,
Mama, I made it.
You've earned it.
You've earned it. Yeah. Went
Started
through
from the
ranks,
bottom,
And now we're here.
Yes.
But then, when I went to the Brumbies, obviously there was my first year there. We named the team on Thursday, Thursday, and then Thursday afternoon, all the boys that weren't playing, they were driving back up to Sydney to play club rugby that weekend. There was a massive gap there where, and I think that's the biggest difference was the depth, and obviously, as you guys know, there's guys who, like, they can debut in Super Rugby at 17, 18, 19.
Yeah.
Just because, they could kill it at school, get signed straight to Super Rugby, and there's no like proper channels there
For them,
to
a
get
feeder
to.
system.
Yeah.
So
Proper feeder
that
system.
is a big one that I noticed, and
Yeah, and taking it back to Fiji. Okay, when
Yes.
last have you been back to Fiji? Family and all your bigger family still there?
Yeah.
Yo, we love Fiji, eh?
Yes.
Oh, hey, Fiji.
I would love to take my wife to Fiji.
Hey, all our teammates, we got love. We must go somewhere. Okay.
Imagine behind the ruck in Fiji. Just,
Bula
Yeah,
Banaka.
Bula Banaka.
Yeah, Bula.
What does Bula Banaka mean? Hello.
Bula.
Bula.
Yes, Bula.
Bula, Fiji.
Bula Banaka.
Behind the Ruck is coming.
Yes, Bula.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Kava from tonight. Okay,
Yes. Well, Fiji's home,
Yeah, it's home, yeah. And I mean, there's so much rugby players that goes to other countries to see. I don't want to say like the opportunities is probably more in Australia, New Zealand because it's so close by. I mean, you get names like, I've got a good mate that was playing with me. It was Gabby Lovabalavu, very good mate of mine. Nathan Hughes was there as well. I've hanged out with a couple of boys, Tex Tevabati, Nairo Vodo. But I must say, Fijian culture, the way you guys, I don't know what the culture and stuff is, but the discipline and just the friendliness you guys share throughout, share through the rugby world has obviously been fantastic. Is it the culture? Is it the respect for the older people? Or is it just
I think it's a bit of all of that. And most of it is because a lot of us are still very grounded to our villages. So like if you're not in town every holiday or something, you'll be going to your village, and that's rural, whether that's your mom's village or your dad's village. Like you can go, and a lot of things is still all very communal living. You walk around, you can walk to the plantation or something in the morning before breakfast to go do your weeding and stuff, and as you're walking back from when you enter your village to wherever your house is, each house that you'll pass, they'll be like, "Hey,
yes, welcome,
come have breakfast,"
Wow.
Or even if they don't have anything to offer, they'll be like, "Mai vengu," which is come have a rest, have a glass of water, and that's just normal, And even when you move out to the towns and stuff like that, it's normal. Like you look out for each other, and it's still, especially when we move away, rugby is our biggest thing, second to religion, and whoever we hang out with, whether it's Fijians or, as you've both experienced, foreigners, if you're part of that friendship, then you're part of that community, that circle, that family circle, because then that's how, like in France, a lot of the French, when I first got there, and obviously you both know almost every team in France has a Fijian.
Yes.
When you're going to, so when we come to Van, for example, there's a Fijian there, whether you know him or not.
He's hosting.
He's part of you.
They'll send you a message.
Connected.
Are you guys here?
Yeah, I've seen it.
We'll bring you home, dinner, kava the night before a game.
Hey,
And,
Kava.
yeah.
It is. I've seen the gatherings with Kava.
Yeah.
And Arakas, lots of episodes we said Kava, Kava, Kava. Henry, please explain to them what is it, how does it work? You know, what do you throw in it? Is it water? Is it what it is? And the gathering overall, because obviously you always need that senior who takes in front, taki. Yeah. I've got experience. Couple of caps. I got a couple of caps. Explain to us the gathering, the get together, and what do they use, and when it comes to kava.
Well, kava is like it's a traditional drink. For us, it's a traditional drink, and for most Pacific Islanders, it's something that connects us. It is the root of a plant, and we pound it into powder, and we just put it into a cloth, like a bag.
Yeah.
How I explain it, it's just like a big tea bag, you know? You put powder in the tea bag, and you just add water.
And then you
just mix it.
Mix it, yeah.
The more you mix it, the stronger it gets.
Yeah, you don't want too strong. And you got your sweets there as well.
So it's just
your lip
chaser.
Lip goes numb.
Yeah.
My first experience is on my lip. Numb.
It's almost the opposite to alcohol. Like you can start with music blasting and everything, and by the end of the night, the music's gone, the guitar's out, and it's just slow jams, and it's a chill vibe. But it's a lot of places in the world now are using it pharmaceutically. Like,
oh wow,
okay.
It's been proven to be a muscle relaxant, antidepressants, like the sleeping stuff. You know, like in the United States, in American, some of the places that it's in pharmacies now. Actually. So for us, it's. I think it explains the chill vibe because everyone gets more relaxed and you have a very good sleep after that.
And on the Fijian thing, I want to ask. I've never met a small Fijian, Henry. I've never had the privilege, Ruckus, of meeting a small Fijian
with small calves and
nothing.
Mess.
What do you eat? Is it the kava, or is there some sort of bean tree that is growing there in Fiji? Why are you guys so big and athletic and naturally gifted?
Yeah.
What is in the water of Fiji?
I think to be honest, I actually don't know. Like I think our physique is similar to people here. It's just
in the
best,
DNA.
Best suited for rugby. And then you throw in a professional program, you throw in weights, and you get specimens like a Tuisova who's 112 kg, 14 kg, running 10 meters per second, which is, what's that, 35, 36 k's an hour.
Yeah.
And explosive as they come.
Henry Speight at 25 years old, scoring the winning try at Loftus in a semi-final, breaking every Bull's heart. I'm sorry.
It's nothing new.
No.
Because we just take out W's. When we get to Loftus, we take out W's and we leave.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But I think and like there's so many people, like boys in the islands that they fall through after high school. And they fall through. We're like in Fiji now. The system is there, a bit more of a pathway to under 20s. The Fijian Super Rugby team now, which is an absolute blessing.
Yeah.
Like you see the rewards of that at the World Cup. But before, like I explained to people when I was 16, fifth form. Well, from under 14 to under 16 in high school, I was the closest way I could be on the rugby field was being a water boy.
What?
I wasn't that good to be in the team. And the only involvement I could have to be on a rugby field was to be a water boy. Under 16.
Yeah.
Yes.
16, fifth form. And
Okay,
like for some chance reason, I filled in this form for Hamilton because one of my mates decided not to fill it in, and it was on the classroom floor. And
No ways.
I filled it in just because we have study prep, we call it, from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Yeah.
9 o'clock, and you're sitting there doing nothing. There's paper on the floor, so you just fill in the time by filling it in, and by God's blessings, the rest is history. But my point is, like, there's so many other guys, you know.
Yeah.
To go through my first 3 years in high school and be water boy, you can sort of understand the caliber
Of players and
players
athletes
that
that
are
are
there.
there, that are not being spotted.
Get that opportunity.
Yes, that's a crazy story.
It's a
partner.
crazy story. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Now
about
he's-
one moment, one opportunity. You think, it's just paper, let's fill it in, what's you.
Now
But at the end of the
sitting
day,
here, 19 Australian caps, 122 Brumbies Super Rugby goals.
and the sevens and for the Reds.
And he picked up the paper on the floor. Yes, Iraq, because we sorting you guys out.
Believe.
Well, it
That's
can happen to
incredible.
anyone, you know. Like, things can happen in. It can happen to anyone, I guess.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
And then now Henry went from Waikato over to the Brumbies. You
Yeah.
know. He was
Hey,
he was
mate.
part of the most successful
what the era, yeah.
of South Africa or not South African Australian Super Rugby franchise, and the era where Australian rugby was really good.
In a
What
great
was it?
space.
A great space.
Yeah.
What was it like being part of that era where Australian rugby was actually thriving?
Man, like, before I touch on that, I think there's a person, a great player, but also like a great man who's overcome hurdles, you know, and he's a brother of mine, Christian Elefano.
Yeah.
The reason, like, I give him credit, you know, like, he came across in 2010 to play ITM Cup because the second half of Super Rugby, he got injured. So there's no Curry Cup or ITM.
Yeah, they don't have
There's
a-
only club level. So they sent him to New Zealand to get game time in ITM Cup, leading into 2011. On the bye week, he comes back. But after every training in Hamilton, we will always hang out together and ask each other, two Fijians, Jack Lamb himself and me, has anyone signed you? The Fijian is like, no, I'm going to play for Fiji and I'm going to France, the loose forward. And then, Save, Tokula, you? New Zealand Sevens. But Chiefs have signed me, Jack Lamb, Hurricanes. And then I wasn't signed by anyone. And he is always just joking, you know, like, just come to Canberra, man. You know, it's as cold as Hamilton. Same thing.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, put in a good word. And like, oh, nah, I won't, you know.
It won't happen.
But then when I signed for Brumbies, my first one-on-one with the coach after the meeting, he was like, hey, when you get a chance, just go buy Christian a coffee or get him a beer. When he came back for one-on-ones, after our feedback meeting, he actually put forward your name. And then when he came back, we were watching him and seeing the Fijian on the wing. And that's how we got the opportunity to sign you.
Gee, what a guy, eh? What a teammate.
And like, says, the measure of the guy doesn't tell me. I never knew. I just thought, like the Brumbies saw me and wanted me. But if he hadn't said that, like, I don't know, like, whether I would have become those numbers that you just said out, like a Super Rugby centurion or, But yeah, to have come across my first year, had some greats like Matt Gito, Ashley Cooper, Stephen Moore, Rocky Elson, Pocock, those guys, Stephen Hoyles, Mark Chisholm, what a man. And then obviously 2011 Australia, Reds won it. 2014 Waratahs won it. So in that first 5 years, it was like, as you said, a very good era,
Yes.
Going into the World Cup, even though we had a change of coach, to make the final was, even if you were not playing, you felt you contributed in a way. Man, to have someone put in a word for me,
like that, yeah.
to start my career in Australia and then
just show the character of the man.
Yeah.
I mean, especially when you look at Israel Folau, his career as well, what he achieved as well, and what he went through, especially in Australia, with just standing for something and not fall for anything. I mean, you guys had a good relationship. What was your feel about what happened to him in Australia? The doors that closed on him, just for standing up and believing in something.
Yeah, like he was one, apart from all the politics and the religion stuff, that's all, that's all happened, and he's his own man now with his beautiful family. What I can say as a person, as a friend, he was probably on the biggest contract when I came across him.
Yeah.
But he was probably the most down-to-earth person you could meet, he'd be walking around just flip-flops or flappies, flappies.
Plakkies. There we go.
If someone put in a group on tour, going down for coffee, anyone can meet in the lobby, meet in the lobby for in the next 15 minutes. Me and Tivita will come down. It'll just be the two of us, and he'll be sitting there, just waiting, just on his phone, just go for a walk, go for a coffee. We'll be just chatting. He goes to the toilet, and then when we have finished, but go to pay, he's already sorted it.
Wow!
And without saying anything, there's obviously all the chat and everything, but I can speak from my relationship with him as a player, as a brother. He was that kind of man.
Person.
And I'm sure, even those who were against him, who played with him, against what he did, they can attest to him being a great person in
Australian rugby.
In a bloody world-class rugby player.
Sure. And he was an athlete, eh?
Yeah,
I remember the day at Newlands, man. I don't get scared for when I see players, but he came there and he's huge. He's got this quadzillas.
I don't know what.
And I'm standing about to run it at Newlands, and I'm like, you? Just checking.
It's
And
probably the most freakish athletically player I've played with, because man, you should see that guy in the gym.
Strong.
No, he
Explosive.
does. He does. He'd be lucky to be benching 90 or something. He'll go on the trapper. He won't do squats or anything. He just does trapper, little trapper jumps.
I like him.
bounce.
I like him even more.
And so he just goes to one
guy.
group. Looks busy, doesn't do much.
My type of guy, Rakas.
He just goes to one group, does one rep or a few reps for this exercise, and then just floats to another group.
Smart.
You know Sareli Nankalavuki?
Oh yes.
Yeah, when he was at the Storm, same thing.
Is it?
They don't put him in the gym because he's so big. He was 135 and he's massive and stuff. Only treadmill, cardio. Sweat it out. He never used to jump.
But I want you to take from that story the part where Folau pays the bill in it.
Yes,
so take that part, not the other part.
And take
so
it with the next time.
Whenever we
to
go for
Starbucks
a meal, do it. Okay.
But there's other people, that stood for things. David Pocock,
Yeah.
Yes.
He stood for great person. Again, a very humble guy. Very big on conserving the future, conserving our resources, climate change for our future generations. And he's so convicted on that. He stood by it.
He was
chained himself to a big machine, that with some protesters who to stop mining or something like that. That he chained himself to one of these big machines.
Oh yes.
So dedicated to their purpose, their calling, that they're convicted in that.
Yeah.
They can stand for that. And people like that, you respect.
Definitely.
Whether you
stand for something, don't fall for anything.
I like
but
it.
because in both of them, in their own ways, they got a lot of flack. People talking cuck about them. And
Oh, lekker.
Okay,
I like that. I like that. Man.
Dankie,
He's
Boetie.
learning. Yeah, and with David Pocock, I remember that one year in 2008, especially when we go overseas to play in Australia, in Canberra, he would just text or phone, like at the time it was Luke Watson, he would phone him and say, listen here, brothers, I know you're new here, you want to go to church or you don't want to have a Bible study class and stuff like that. Just shows the character of the man, and just him, being involved in other people. It's massive respect for him,
Like him and his wife, Emma, like most beautiful human beings, and they wouldn't get married until their gay friends could be legally married in Australia.
Oh, wow.
And things like that. They, as I said, like they were free to stand up for what they
believe in.
Yeah, and like it's two sides of a coin with him and Folau. Like just two examples, but you must admire the way they stood for what they believed in and their convictions, and they only got married when
their friends were allowed to as well. Henry, unfortunately, I've got to come to some tough questions as always at Behind the Ruck. We can't just have fun. No, it's part of my job now.
Okay,
no seatbelt.
It's a halfback thing, they can be party poopers, they can be drivers, and then
chirping
and then can also talk some.
Yeah, now we got to talk some sense. Okay. Henry, unfortunately, Australian rugby in the past. When did Eddie take over?
A couple of years ago,
No, Eddie was only there for 6 months.
Okay.
In the past 12 months.
12 months. Has obviously gone through some turmoil and obviously not a lot of positive. As an ex-Wallaby and a proud Wallaby, what do you think about the time, obviously, when Eddie stepped in and how he's left everything Australian rugby and what state he left it in?
Yeah, I think it's easier to talk from the outside in. You don't understand, as we all know. Like you don't understand what the players are going through. But I did feel sorry for a lot of for Australian rugby. I was and being in France at that time, when all of this unfolded, and seeing how passionate and how the game was in France, and it was just black and white. Everything, every stadium in France was being packed out, whether it was Pro D2 or Top 14, the Six Nations games, everything was going for rugby in all over the world.
All over the world, 100%.
Except Australia, and we were going the other way. And a lot of talk about Dave Rennie and him being shafted. From what I know, he was a top man who had a very good culture within the team, to a point where he acknowledged the different cultures, especially the big Pacific Island representation. So they would get the Fijian boys teaching the team a Fijian song.
Oh, wow.
Or the Tongan boys teaching the boys a Tongan song, and the Samoans likewise, and I'm sure it would have been the same for some of the other non-Aussie, things. But even just having that before team dinner, and he's the one on the guitar,
Get him together,
and being a New Zealand thing, that's he just gets on it. The words on and I think it was in his reign that they sang the national anthem in the indigenous language for the first time, and that was a big part of it. So he had a very good culture going, and I think it was for them to let him go and bring Eddie in, and just I think I just felt sorry for the players during the World Cup. The amount of things that they copped. Those who I knew when I signed to the Reds in 2020. Carter Gordon was there, and top, like a top guy, very good, always eager to learn. Him copping flack for being chosen as the only 10 to go to the World Cup. You can't blame him.
It's out of his hands.
Out of his hands. He wants to play. He got picked.
Praises on him.
And
now.
he has, and the failure of the team, was. They just said it was him or other players. But Yeah.
There's a massive responsibility on the young shoulders like that. And
Yeah.
if you look at guys he left out, like, your Coit Coopers,
Yeah.
James O'Connors, those guys that can just, they don't have to play, but guys just can help them,
Yeah.
the next generations going forward. And talking about the next generation going forward, do you think with Joe Schmidt's appointment now, the future looks good, especially for the next 2 years? They got the British and Irish Lions in 2025,
Yeah.
and then the World Cup in Australia.
Yeah.
What form do you think?
I think it's they say it's the golden decade for Australian rugby. You got obviously the World Cup's just finished. Lions in 25, Men's World Cup 27, Women's World Cup in 29.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But we've already we're 3 years
Behind.
behind the back, behind the black ball. So, but with Joe Schmidt, obviously with his credentials, he looks like he's a very good operator. His record speaks for itself, and I think I can only hope it's going to turn things around. Other coaches of the other franchises, hopefully they'll all be aligned and be on board with what he's going to try and do.
And the public in Australia, are they still passionate about rugby union, especially? Even though South Africa went through a similar period where we struggled and we didn't get results, and it was kind of an impatient time in South Africa. So we kind of know what Australia is going through, obviously. Is the public still behind? Are they still excited for rugby?
I think so. Well, I'd like to. I hope so, and I'd like to think so. Having just got back to Australia, I can only speak by going to a club 2 weeks ago and starting in January, 8th of Jan, and you still had a good turnout for the first day, of club training, 8th of Jan. So on the grassroots side, it's growing, it's good, but I hope, I think everyone's there still supporting, but they really want to see things turn around, because the competition with rugby league and other sports is one of the best players at the World Cup has signed for rugby league next year.
Yeah, I
Yes.
saw Wakasin.
Quickly pronounce his surname.
Huh?
I want to hear you pronounce his surname.
What's his surname again, eh?
Is,
Akatawasi.
Mark Naugentawasi, yeah.
Yeah.
Akatawasi.
Yeah?
I'll say it like that.
And that's what the boys are battling, like the organization is battling in Australia. Like, he's given up.
Fighting, yeah.
He's signed for 2 years, beginning next year. So he's given up a Lions opportunity. And as we know, that comes around once in 12 years.
Yes.
But like, there's a lot of changes now. The staff, the men, the people in power. So hopefully it's going to turn things
And
around.
rugby is not is it the biggest of sport when it comes to the football, or is AFL in league a little bit higher, ranked up? How do you guys fit in?
A lot higher.
A lot higher.
Yeah.
So they treat AFL league rugby players more like the celebrities than the union guys.
Yeah. Even soccer.
Even soccer.
And if you throw cricket in there, like it's things have to really change, a lot of outside of the box thinking.
Innovativeness.
I think, like
Rasi.
minds of a 9,
Yeah.
Hey.
Webby. Is Webby still at Rugby Australia?
I'm not too sure, to be honest.
Webby, if you're still involved, you have my number. Okay?
But I hope it changes. And like the news of Melbourne Rebels going into administration this week is another big blow. So hopefully we can, that's the lowest we can go at the moment, and the only way is up.
100%.
I'm really hoping.
No.
One can be hopeful, I guess.
No, we as well, because I think the Southern Hemisphere, World Rugby, everyone needs Australian rugby to be good and strong. Because Australia plays a certain brand of rugby that is attractive. It's a multifaceted rugby, it's multi-phases, it's ball in hand. We can never let that go.
Yeah. Do you miss
Look at this guy.
Huh?
This guy.
He's like an analyst, multifaceted.
You like that?
He's grown a lot. He's grown a lot. He's grown a lot.
I just used to kick it away, but I actually like playing rugby.
You're actually staying in Brisbane, in Australia right now.
Yeah.
The feel of South African rugby, the Australians, the New Zealanders, if you kind of heard a couple of things, and the Fijians, miss us in the Super Rugby?
I think so, definitely. Like,
To help
obviously,
grow their rugby as well.
I think like to have the speed of the Kiwi sides and like with Australia, and then to have the physicality of South Africans. You know, when you go into a like the test time, your body hardened. Because like you can wake up on Sunday morning after a game against New Zealand teams or Australian teams, and walk down to breakfast, all good, do recovery. You wake up on Sunday morning again after playing any of the South African teams. You're almost limping to breakfast. And like, but I think that's what we're missing now. We're just having, I think the Fijian side that's coming to Super Rugby now, it has added something just a little bit different. It doesn't make things boring just between the two Anzac teams. But you can see the European teams benefiting from South Africa now. That's I think,
Yes, but Henry, I wish we had more time to catch up and everything.
It was all ears now.
We could still reminisce about playing against each other and everything, but honestly, it is nice to catch up with you. It's nice to have you on our show. Thank you for making the time on being on our show. I know you're struggling with jet lag. Everything.
Plezier,
boys. Yeah, thanks for being on the show. We haven't seen each other for a very long time, and thanks for all the years, after games, catching up with you. And especially last weekend when we played, you made me famous there at the tent. Appreciate that. Thanks. I hope you enjoyed Cape Town for your time that you've been here, and thanks for making time with us. And share this name like a gossip story. Wherever you go, share this name like a gossip story.
It was never a dream, but he mentioned, he put it into existence. Behind the Ruck is going to Fiji.
Yes, Suva baby.
Claim it.
Claim it.
Yeah, thank you guys. By Danki, Vinaka and South Africa for always. Personally, I can only say every time I come, I'm welcome with open arms. And I don't know, but the connections I've made with the South African players in the past has always been maintained. Today is a prime example, and to be here live in Cape Town, I can't. It's you couldn't have written it, or could be worse.
Love to hear.
Behind the Ruck.
Yes, it's so Banaka, and that's Henry Speight.
Potjie?
I'm not Speight. Unbelievable, Henry Speight, eh? What a story.
Yes,
I was locked in, especially for that whole. Just to see what he went through. It's good for him to speak about his teammates like that as well.
The realization partner for me is you always think that your story is so hectic until you hear someone else's story. And you're like, oh, man, he had to pick up a piece of paper, partner. Fill it in. It wasn't meant for him. He filled it in, and the end is history. Crazy, man.
It's awesome to see. But what a good man. Especially, making time to come to Cape Town, being part of. There's obviously loves Cape Town, he loves South Africa for what
23 times he's been to South Africa. Is that he lived? Sy paspoort is vol.
Okay. But awesome to chat to him, to check in with him. This is our first guest from Australia and pretty much from Fiji as well. But just to get those stories, the people want to know where's Suva, talk about Kava, Lava, all those type of things.
But about the culture, partner, the way they do things, why they are so loved all around the world, their sense of community.
Sure.
I think a lot of what they do and how they live is kind of, when he spoke, I thought of Ubuntu.
Ubuntu, yeah.
When there's a lot of Ubuntu in the way they do things.
Yeah, it's about us. It's about people.
You need
looking
people.
After each other.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's awesome. Henry Speight, thank you very much for making the time. And we'll see you soon.
Yes. In Suva, right? Are we going?
Are we going Suva?
I don't know.
Yeah,
we got so many people we gotta go to. But
hey. Yeah. We can make time. It's not about having time, it's about making time.
Okay,
crucial. So thank you, Henry. Yeah, partner. And then we're gonna get straight into a couple of things. We gotta check the results.
Okay. Six
Nations.
Rakke, Six Nations.
Yes.
Great start to the Six Nations.
Okay, let's just quickly go through the results for this weekend. Obviously, the first game Friday night at 10 o'clock. Oh, what a crack of a game that was. So that was France, 17, Ireland, 38. We got a So maybe kies Mona losmaak daar. And then Saturday was 2 games. It was Italy 24, England 27. And then also straight after that, it was Wales 26, Scotland 27. Also a tight one. Partner, let's go Friday night.
Okay,
Friday
let's do
Friday
it.
night, and the feeling is right. What a game, what a game, what a game. What an atmosphere. We expected a little bit more. We expected a tight game. But for my feel, not good to say, our South African friend, Paul Willemse. Yeah, 2 yellow cards, 2 high shots in the first half. So for like 70 minutes, France was with 14 men. Hey, what do you?
Yeah, 70 minutes, 14 men. First of all, I want to congratulate you. You called it spot on.
Yes.
From the beginning, you said they're not gonna miss Johnny Sexton. Their things are in order. The way they play,
Yes,
it's a plug and play situation. So
They're attacking.
that's why you're a coach and I'm gonna become a ref. Okay? So ek gaan
No,
dit
no,
ek
no,
saw
no,
this.
no.
So, but France, they didn't get out the blocks, buddy. Eh?
No, not at
Slow
all.
start. Then it was the yellow card of Paul. Paul came back onto the field. Then he got the red card,
So
and
that
they
was-
just couldn't. They couldn't get going in the first half.
And you think, is it because of the pointless? Or is it just guys not fighting? Or because he's a massive, for me, he's the missing piece. Okay, because he brings the forwards in the game, he brings the backs into the game, and he makes a massive difference. And he played for Toulouse actually as well this weekend. And incredible he was. So personally for me, I think they're going to miss him so much.
They will miss him. I'm not gonna go against that.
Right.
But I think it's quite unfair on Maxime Luka. You understand? He's not a bad player because of a poor first half. He hasn't started a lot for France, so we need to use that into consideration. He will get better as a scrum half. You need to be in the saddle. Unfortunately, for 9, you need to
Under
play
the belt, minutes.
under the belt.
Minutes under the belt.
But the guy who came off the bench is more important for me. Nolan Lagarek.
Oh, Lagarak.
As soon as he came on, the French team looked different.
They
There was
got
a
flowing.
spark. There was flow. The breakdown was quicker.
Yeah, they were
Better
all about
this-
quick ball.
Quick ball.
Keep the ball alive, quick ball.
And then the bigger, they got obviously more physical players. They ran onto the ball.
Yes, get in
Flatten
behind them.
hard lines, get in behind them.
Because Ireland, defensively, Ireland is struggling a little bit because Ireland is all about attack. The way they're moving the ball around, so they put a lot of energy into their attack, and their attack is incredible, Paige. There's one thing you should look at: how Ireland attack, how they square people up, how they find seams. You can see the tries they scored.
Explain to the ruckers quickly seams. What is seams and where?
Seams
why
is-
you talk
is
about
finding
seams?
about gaps in between players.
Okay.
Make people attract you, come inside, and you just leave short balls to get into that seams. Get in behind them. Once you're in behind them, defense can't set. But it's the way the 10, he did a fantastic
Crowley
job.
was
Crowley
excellent.
was fantastic.
A bit different. He played a bit different
yes,
to
100%.
Johnny Sexton, but he played awesome.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
It was a bit more. I felt like it was a bit more of a threat to the line.
To the line as well.
Then Johnny Sexton used to obviously like the old school options 12 anyway.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
goes for the run
Out the
around.
back, yeah.
But this time around they played very similar still, like you say, still the triangles. But he was a bit more of a threat because he's quite a big boy.
He's a big boy, yeah.
He was a
He's
bit
solid.
more of a threat to the defensive line, and that's the only thing I picked up
And
actually from
he
him.
looked confident as well. It's like he act like you've been there for years, and that's what you want from your 10, especially now moving the forwards around. Because if you're a big boy forwards that's got 50, 60, 70 caps, you don't want a 10 to be like, boys, wait to now. You want someone to take control, and he did that.
No.
And he's got senior players like Gibson in front of him. He's got James Lowe, all the boys at the back of him. They look in incredible form. So I think they are a team to beat. And there's only one team I think that stands a chance to beat them, and it's the men's skirkies. But we'll cover that later
We're
on.
gonna get there,
Yeah,
so,
we're
okay?
gonna get there, yeah. And then also the other games,
Italy, England, obviously, I asked last week, all we want from Italy is to be competitive. They ran England really close. They probably felt this week it's one that got away. It's one that they should have
100%.
taken advantage of. They got an England team who wasn't excellent. It wasn't good on the eye.
they're still finding who's
Oh
the
yeah,
captain,
they're
who's
still
their leaders,
finding Nemo. What do
who's
we do?
12,
Who are we?
Yeah. But it's slowly but surely trying to find the pieces because they need to find it as soon as possible because they've got a massive tournament coming up and a good couple of games coming up. But there's combinations that they still need to fix. I don't know if Jamie George it's obviously leadership is very important.
Yes.
So hopefully the leaders around him will support him in that role. But yeah, you can't have a slow start, especially not against Italy. When they smell a little bit, they're going to be on top of you. And the one thing with Italy is I just want him to turn the knife a little bit, because a lot of the times they're in the game, first 20, first 30, but it's an 80-minute game.
But as you've mentioned to me this off air, that obviously winning is there, but it will take a while for the Italians to get into a winning culture and habit.
Yeah.
But as for me, they were competitive.
That's all that's important. You don't want an easy game, especially not in Six Nations, especially not in the Rugby Championship. So hopefully they can fire up as well.
Definitely.
So we'll see what England's going to do the next game. And then, there was a cracker the last one. Wales versus Scotland, eh? And that team that I think is a very good chance at Scottish. They were looking good. And Scotland is like Mane with Stormers, Van Russell with Scotland. Yeah. He just got the extra gears. He puts guys into space.
They were brilliant for 40 minutes, eh?
Yeah.
Simply outstanding.
40-45 minutes, 27-0. Right?
When I watched that first half, partner, and obviously a lot of people on X had something to say about the fact that he made a comment that he's like the Messi. I think it was a light-hearted comment.
Oh, on Netflix?
On Netflix,
Yes, I've heard.
I think, but he showed Messi-liked characteristic traits. In that game, he's got a lovely pass between him and Mane. I don't know who's the best passer of the ball right now.
Agree.
They were brilliant for 40 minutes, and then something happened, partner. Halftime.
I don't know if the crowd of the Wales crowd in the municipality crowd stadium, they got a couple of beers and they got the chest was about.
Something happened at halftime, and then
steamroll.
Yes,
it's more try in behind.
But they played with tempo, partner. They played off the cuff. They played a lot more. I know in the first half they kicked a lot of balls off 9. Of Davies, he wasn't accurate. He kicked the ball down the 15th throat and he gave the ball away. In the second half, they held onto the ball. They kept the ball. They built phases. They built attacking pressure on the Scottish defence, and there was cracks.
And then they got a yellow card. Scotland was behind, backs against the wall.
And that crowd got going. That crowd got going.
It's back-to-back tries, and it was, So unlucky for them, they had an opportunity to grab that one. And they're struggling a little bit with a lot of off-the-field stuff when it comes to the boardroom, and also losing a massive player like Rhys Emmett.
They've lost Dan Bigger, Rhys Emmett, Ellen Wayne Jones, Justin Tuperik. They've lost so many brilliant players. Rhys Webb, the scrum half. To put up a show, I think they will be happy. I think.
I agree.
I think we need to give Gatlin a lot of compliments. He's a great coach. Never to be doubted. He's a great coach, and it was a brilliant advert for rugby. Great game for rugby. I would have loved to be in that stadium. That's my last comment. The Welsh people know how to enjoy Samaragas.
Wel rooi geverf. But it was awesome, Let us quickly go to the fixtures for this weekend. A couple of good ones coming up. And that first one, actually, Scotland versus France.
Okay.
In Scotland. That's on Saturday. 4:15.
Oh, that's going to be a lovely one.
That's going to be a crack of a game, And then also straight after that, also on Saturday, will be England against Wales.
Yes.
Okay, at Twickenham. And then Sunday 5 o'clock, obviously, Ireland versus Italy. Ireland at home. Okay.
So don't.
Yes, let's competitive. We said competitive, stay competitive. It's important to stay competitive.
Sinds hy weer by te beheer. Okay, meneer?
Just quickly through the games, Scotland versus France. If Scotland wins, France out of. Scotland needs to win.
I think Scotland is not going to get a better opportunity of getting one over France without Dupont. First of all, I know you've been very confident that Dupont is the point of difference in the team. France will have a lot of, not questions, but they will hurt. Obviously, it was quite an embarrassing result at home with obviously the expectation on the French team. Scotties looked really good for 40 minutes. Brilliant. Really They look brilliant. They look brilliant for 40 minutes. Phenomenal. Hey, out of this world. Yes,
must say.
So, I'm going to go with Scotland at home, partner.
Scotland at home.
I think that second half would have scared them enough to know that they can't be complacent, that they have to be at their best all the time. Just from a numbers point of view, they don't have the quality of depth in their squad. So their starting 23 is going to last for this whole campaign. But I think they got a brilliant chance. They play attractive rugby. It's good on the eye. It's a team that you can fall in love with easily. So I'm going to go with Scotland for this game.
I'm on the same page. I'm on the same Rudy page. I must say, if you look at it, if you lose guys like Anton Dupont, Intermac, it's always going to be a tough day.
Yes.
Guys that, holding the steering wheel, all the forwards and all the boys can just move, But you need someone that's in control of making sure there's direction in the team. But at the moment, I fully agree with you. Scotland at home against France, smelling that there's opportunity. For me, if they want to win the Six Nations, they have to win this game and they have to win Ireland.
Yes.
And that's the only way they can go forward, yeah. And the next game, England-Wales, I'm not sure about England. What state are England in? They without, I don't know if Marcus Smith is going to be ready for this weekend.
Probably not.
Hopefully he is or not.
I must say, partner, just about this game, about 5 years ago, I was in Cardiff in the Pro 14 and England played Wales, and it was one of the best rugby atmospheres that I've had to experience. It was from the morning, 8 o'clock, people were dressed in red and in white, and they supported the team. So this is going to be a massive game. It's basically a derby for them. They obviously next to each other. They're in the UK. Yes.
It is a tough one.
It's a tough one to call because obviously Wales is so young and so inexperienced. And England has got so many changes since Eddie has left, right?
In crucial positions.
In crucial positions.
Farrell
leadership.
is gone.
Farrell is gone. New coach. They don't have Manu yet. So there's a lot of... You want to give it to England because they've always been the powerhouse.
Yes, at home,
So that's the only reason why I'm going with England, and the fact that the Welsh team is just so inexperienced, and it's going to take time for them to become the Gatland team that obviously we've been accustomed to in the past.
For some reason, I'm going to back the Wales in this one. Just because what happened last week, playing that game against Scotland, at home, building up that last 20, they've got a lot of momentum going into this game. And I'm not too sure where England is at the moment in terms of they're still trying to find themselves. They didn't play some good rugby at all. They've got good quality players. Freddie Stewart, that's maybe good in the air, but he's lacking, attacking ability. And
those he's not a threat.
A threat at all.
Yes.
They're still finding themselves. Who's going to be the 12 center? They've got the new wing on the right-hand side. They've got the new 12. Crucial positions, guys that need to finish, like Johnny May in the old days.
Yes.
All those type of things. So I'm just going to give credit to Wales. Hopefully they will take the momentum from last week and this is rolling into Twickenham and hopefully upset England.
Oof, I can't. I'm going to go with England, but that's a very tough one to call,
It's a very tough one to call.
Sunday's one is easy. Sorry, Italy. Sorry.
We're not going to have some spaghetti or pasta.
No, I think the Irish team will be way too strong.
Agree.
Just they keep the ball away from the opponents, man. And that fatigues the defenses so much. And especially the Italian side, without the ball, they're not going to have energy.
Yeah.
You understand? And without energy, it's difficult to fight against a world-class outfit like that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with Ireland, unfortunately.
I'm in the same.
Just realistically.
Same for me as well. And it's not going to look pretty. I'm looking at plus 20, 30 points for Ireland.
Really?
Yeah, they're gonna blast them off the park if all the big boys are playing.
Yes.
If you have your James Lowe, if you have your Gibson Park, if you have your Whitbix in the midfield, if those boys are all going to play, want to build momentum when they play against Scotland, all the other boys, it's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a plus 30.
Only problem for me for Italy is the game is still so early in the competition, so you won't want to rest people because you want to get momentum like you just mentioned. And it got tough.
It's going to be tough. It's going to be 20 points easy. I mean, Italy is a good team, don't get me wrong. They've got some good quality players. Ione and the boys are fantastic, but the way Ireland is playing at the moment, the way they're connecting at the moment, forwards and backs.
Their attack is trend-setting at the moment. Honestly, their attack is something to behold. People just doesn't have answers for it defensively, unless it's the Bokke, but the Bokke is not in Six Nations, okay?
Yes. I don't know who's the boy. Let's not get there, okay? But still, we're going to get there in July. Yeah.
Hold your horses, sir.
July. Oh,
okay.
Come on. I'm warming up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So is that all the fixtures for the weekend? There's no URC games.
There's no URC.
There's no sevens.
There's no sevens.
Currie Cup?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Not even the Range Rover van Vestic Champions Cup. Nothing.
Okay, so we just have Six Nations.
Yep.
And Ruckers, you guys always have Behind the Ruck. Okay?
Yes.
Whenever you get bored, you got Behind the Ruck.
Yes. They must clear the ruck.
Hey.
Clear the ruck.
Clear the ruck. Hey. Clear the ruck. To everyone in Fiji, hello.
Hey, Bulabanaka. Yes, incredible episode, eh? 3-0, huh?
30.
And we must say thank you to the lovely people, eh?
Hey, man.
Yeah. Shout out to our sponsors, Lulabet. Go check them out, Lulabet. .co.za, incredible. Making sure that everything's is smooth. We don't have to think about things off the field. We can stay focused on the field. And also, Rooibos Men's Skincare, right?
Yeah.
Looking after us.
And then today's episode sponsor?
Yeah, episode sponsor, Prime. Ooh, they keep me in Prime. That's why I play tents.
Okay.
Right? And fantastic to see them how they incorporated a lot of things when it comes to the tents as well. I mean, they've got so much branches in and around South Africa. They're all around. They've obviously got their headquarters, which is in Montague Gardens.
Okay.
But they in Bloemfontein. They in the
Joburg?
Sharks, Gauteng.
Okay.
Yes, in George as well. So they're all around the park, and it's just good to see. Especially, I met a couple of the top staff. Douglas and Trevor and them as well. Just to see
Good people.
Good people, man. Very
That's
good
the most
people.
important.
That's why I got involved as well, because I got involved actually with one of my housemates for a couple of years that was part of them for the past 3 years. And he always said, Juan, come watch the tents. And that's
So next year, are you going to play for the Prime Pumas again? Are you going to play for the Prime Pumas again next year?
If they want me, if the form, if the form was good enough.
I don't know how the tens guys, you still allow him to beat them of your left foot. I don't know. He's played for 16 years. You guys could have figured it out, but okay.
So credit to them, go check out the website at primecs.co.za. And fantastic, yeah. Fantastic
Yeah, and the Ruckers,
people.
they were obviously the proud sponsors of today's episode, okay? So we got to support them because they support us, all right?
And the tents, yeah. But the people at the tents, they're looking for you.
Why?
If they see me, they look, where's Rudy? Why is Rudy not here? Why is he not playing? You must let me know, because Prime, we might need a 9, okay? But all I tell the people is, hey, meniscus, I don't want to give these excuses, eh? Come, be honest with the people, man. So
maybe
we'll see you next year.
Next year, but I'll be refereeing you, okay? I'll be
No.
Yes.
I want that snipe,
No.
Is it not going to happen?
No, that will be a lower back and a hamstring and a calf, all at the same time.
Credit to the people, especially the guys that came out to me and just say thank you and well done and everything when it comes to Behind the Ruck, giving us love, sharing it, liking and sharing, subscribing. Everywhere I go, if I walk past people, it's, hey, this is Behind the Ruck. I'm this is Behind the Ruck. As yelled it, hey, this is Behind the Ruck. Much love.
In Ruckers now, we must still share, okay? We mustn't get comfortable.
Don't stop.
Never get comfortable. Share it. There's still people who's not subscribed, okay?
Check them out. Find them, Ruckers.
Okay.
Find them. Incredible show, yeah. Hey, guys.
Buddy, are we gonna mention who's next week on the episode? Or are we gonna keep them in a loop? Okay, seatbelt. I apologize, but it's gonna be big.
It's gonna be big.
It's gonna be big.
Hey,
you guys don't want to miss it.
He's sitting on the table with Denzel Washington.
You guys never want to miss Behind the Ruck, okay?
As a foto. Hey,
guys, I'm Rudy Speight.
I'm Juan de Jong,
and the Ruck is clear.